Alright, here's my Hampton Bay Glendale ceiling fan, 52-inch fan. It's in white. I have it with the white blade showing. The white blades actually have started to have more of a yellowish look to it. But yeah, it actually started yellowing because I had it mostly with the white side, the bleach side actually, not facing down. Back when this fan used to be installed in my bedroom. It's always been a good fan, especially for a newer fan, and the only reason why I took it down was because I just needed a fan that was a little bit more powerful for my comfort. But definitely, it was mostly like in the summertime that I needed something that was a little bit more powerful, but for a fan that to use in the fall, this definitely does the job. But yeah, the Passport 2 definitely does move a lot more air. It moves like double the amount of air that this fan moves. But this fan moves pretty good. Not as much as the Passport 2, but it definitely does move pretty good air compared to the Passport 2. So yeah, it is made by Aircool, so it's one of Hampton Bay's better made fans. But yeah, I think this is one of the best fans that they have on the market right now, to be honest. Well, this specific model is not sold in stores no more. I'll put the light on. They only have it online from since when I went to my local store yesterday to get blade arms for the Spirit of Saturn copy. They didn't have any polished brass ones, so I'm gonna have to head over to Willis to get them. But I checked and they didn't even have this in 52 inches that was in white no more. They only have the 42-inch version of this in white, and the 52-inch brushed nickel one, and the oiled rub bronze. And when I checked online, they did ones that were in store. There's only those three. This one wasn't one of them. So I'm guessing this is only an online exclusive fan now, which is kind of sad. I feel like this is a good fan for people who just want to have a new fan in their house. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite fans that I have in my collection. Well, and let me start off on low. The reason why I like this fan a lot is because it does look like a vintage fan, mostly because of the switch housing, but also it just looks like it's a basic fan that has like a modern look to it, but also a contemporary, like a vintage fan. It doesn't look too vintage, but it does remind me of a lot of fans I've seen that were from the 90s. Especially a fan that I used to have in the Dominican Republic that had a switch housing just like that, a three integrated light kit. It was basically a G vent fan that was in all white. It was on a down rod. It had 4 cane blades and a switch housing just like that, but with different shades. And I don't even remember how well it performed, but this fan reminded me of it a lot, so that's the main reason why I got it. But I'm definitely glad I picked this one when I got it at the time, because I was afraid of getting a fan that was from Hampton Bay that was bad, but I did know that some of them were pretty good fans. So yeah, this one definitely isn't a disappointment. Now, there's the light. I am pretty glad to see it put back together, because I actually do miss it sometimes. I do like the Passport 2 a lot more, but I do miss this fan being installed from time to time. Alright, let me shut off the light. And move it up to medium. Yeah, it is a pretty quiet fan. It has a very tiny hum, but it's very noticeable unless you really try to hear it. It is moving a pretty good amount of air on medium. I am able to feel some air from it over here. Yeah, the Passport 2, like the pull chain on it breaks down. Like if I accidentally break the pull chain on it one day, this actually would put this one back up just for a short amount of time until I get the Passport 2 repaired. But yeah, it's definitely a good fan. I am proud to have it, to be honest. Make sure it's light on medium. Definitely a fan that I wouldn't mind buying again if I had to give one. If I had to give this away, which I never would. But if I didn't have it, I definitely would buy it. I do want to get one in the other two finishes, in brushed nickel and oiled rub bronze. I do like the look of them, but for now, this is okay. All right. I shut off the light and move it up to high. Just recenter it so that I don't get too close to the couch. Now, it isn't as fast as the Hunter fans that I have in my house, but it is moving a good amount of air on high. It's not the fastest fan, but its high speed is pretty good though since it does move a pretty good amount of air on its speed. And I have seen fans that go faster than this that don't move as much air as this fan, so it is a good air mover, trust me, it is. Definitely, a lot of people consider this the newer version of the Landmark, since once these came out, they kind of started to discontinue various models of them. The only one that remains is the polished brass one, but this is definitely 10 times better than the Glendale, without a doubt. We're getting closer to getting the air movement. You turn it on the light. Stop moving already, but yeah, it's definitely moving a good amount of air. It's definitely one of my favorite fans that I have. I really like this fan a lot. It's definitely one of my favorite newer fans too. Alright. Oh shoot, it's getting a bit close to the couch. Let me shut this off and do a spin down. And for those wondering how I test these fans, what I do is I have a little brown extension plug there, like those little block plugs. See that? I just disconnected the fan, but what I do is I connect the wires of the fan into those little holes to plug stuff in, and that's how I get the fans running. But if I were you, I would not practice that. I would not plug the fan in with the cord plugged in. I would do it well, that's unplugged, put the wires in, and then connect it just to see if it runs. That's how I practice it when I was just learning how to do it. But yeah, it is very safe. But just don't have your hands on top of the wires while it's connected. It's like if it's around the insulation part, that's one thing. But if it's water wire, pieces of the cord sticking out, definitely be careful. So yeah, it's definitely a good fan, though. I was just wondering, because some people were wondering a couple of people have asked how I test fans on the floor, so I feel like I might as well just tell them now. And, alright, it's come to a complete stop now. Yeah, now it stopped, so that'll be the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.